Hello, I'm Perry from Rennet and Ride. I am the guy who put your box together. So you would have received this, by the way, brand new boxes. We did a decent design job. Hope you like them. More ergonomic, they chill better, and everyone's been loving them since we sent them up, which is fantastic. So in your box you would have got 5 cheeses, which I'm about to walk you through and tell you why I think they're so great, why we selected them together. I'm obviously a world cheese judge. This year, this was literally a couple of days ago, I got a new badge. It's up here, I'm running out of space. I went to Wales, and by God, it was pretty phenomenal. A great turnout for British cheese that year. I think we had like 4 styles, Spenwood. I think we had 3-4 cheeses that we mature in these maturing rooms that got the Super Gold last 16 kind of stuff. So phenomenal year. Go check out Guild of Fine Food if you want to learn more about what World Cheese Awards are. But more importantly, I am an affineur, someone who's maturing cheeses, and we use selective pressures, brushing, turning, temperature, time, loads of weird things to get the best out of the cheese. So when you open that box of cheese and you consume it within the week, or some have longer than that, but I'd like you to consume them fast, you get the best experience because they've just come out of the place where they've lived for a long time and they're absolutely perfect, and that's the reason why I've selected them. So, without further ado, we're going to dive into our first cheese, which is a very, very special cheese for us because it's kind of the first cheese which, yes, we've washed in oil. So this is Bybrook here. So it's a long old maturing program, these. We thought we could do them in 3 months, but actually we've been keeping a very special batch behind for 6 months. So let me move everything out of the way here actually, because I'm going for a slightly more portrait experience because more people seem to do that stuff. So yeah, so it's a continental style cheese. You know, we've got that thin little mechanical opening eyelets in there, beautiful stark rind in this nice dark, which is washed in a local rapeseed oil, which is Farrington's, literally for 12 minutes from us. Twice a week at the start, then we went down to one every other week now at the moment, but we've got a more age profile because I kind of felt like they had more to give in terms of the cheese and where they are. But yeah, made by a lovely lady who I finished talking to today. I had a lovely conversation with her. Lady's called Juliana, fantastic cheesemaker. 2 of her cheeses in the boxes this month because they just work perfectly together. So let's have a smell. Real sweet, which is what we wanted out of this cheese. We really lack that kind of fruiteur, roasted kind of hazelnut, Conte kind of edge in our cheese in the UK, and we felt like we really discovered it with Bybrook, and it's got a beautiful colour on it, and hopefully it would taste amazing. A lot of work's gone into this, obviously, understandably, washing it for quite some time. So let's give it a taste for your first opening cheese. Rich, deep, a little bit of lactic there, savoury, non-insulting, very easy. Nice finish, really nice finish, really, really nice towards the rind. That hazelnut that's there is really great. Good moisture, nice and chewy, get that mouth working, which is fantastic for creating complex flavours. Very, very Moorish, very, very Moorish actually. Really great looking cheese as well. Delicious place to start, right at the start. Bybrook that was, washed in a local rapeseed oil, which is pretty cool. Next one up we have is Quicks. Obviously guys, these have QR codes on them. You can scan those, go to the website if you just want to order that cheese again. So Quicks, made by the Quicks family, Mary Quick. I believe Kate's taken over the farm now, but I haven't really fully looked into that yet because I'm too scared to ask, because I love Mary to bits. She's a fantastic ambassador for cheese. She heads up the Academy of Cheese, which we train in and take part with the lovely Tracy. We've got a lot of complex flavours that are coming here, and I think Quicks does something really good to be quite, and I don't mean this as an insult, quite a simple cheddar. And it's a nice familiar note that we kind of get from it. So we've been keeping these large ones. These are cheddar ones. We've got Montgomery's here, Quicks are down there, we've got more at the back. This is our out room. So essentially everything's ready in profile to come out. this week so everyone knows what profiles they're getting. So yeah, so we've got some quicks here, 17th, 5th, 21 at the moment. So yeah, it's just a really nice profile of it, and a nice kind of, we've got some big flavours that are coming up, and we wanted something nice and clean. So very grassy actually. I wasn't getting that on the first one. Nice, the acid is very lemony actually, quite distinctly lemony, which is quite cool. Good texture as you cut through it there actually. Got a nice little crumble to it, but still appliancy, which is great. Awesome, let's have a taste. So caramel. Like butterscotch, a bit of drying spice. So Moorish, great tingle across the palate. That almost like histamine kind of vibe at the back. Now, got a bit of that to it, which is amazing. A fantastic profile of quicks. Obviously I'll try these cheeses and try and match them up to the month to work all together. But that is fantastic at the moment. Well done, quicks. That's really robust and really like exciting. Got a lot of vibrancy to it. I'll be taking the rest of that home tonight and finishing it because that is quite remarkable. Next cheese up. Now we're going to challenge you a little bit. We've been maturing these for an additional 3 weeks by Juliana. Juliana washes these in a brine. We sometimes do that when they arrive in. But we wanted, so this is your stinky cheese, guys, you know, washed in a brine solution. All over this gives it this peachy colour that's on the rind. But one thing, it really aids breakdown. Now, smelly cheeses, gym socks, I won't say the rest, you know what it's going to be like. Their bark is far worse than their bites. They're actually quite mild. But what we got from this profile was a real beautiful amount of breakdown. Look at that breakdown. That's really consistent all the way through. See? Nice pudge and butter, you know. And it's not too strong actually on the, you know, when you get the paste, but we really, really like this. Let's give it a go. Unctuous. Nice, rich, raw butter, powerful. A little bit of button mushroom in there, which I wasn't anticipating. Raw nuts at the end. So Moorish again. I could eat that whole thing. If you have some left and want to do some cooking, tartiflette, potatoes and stuff like that, this is like a British reblochon. Beautiful. I'm really happy that we held on to them for much, much longer actually. They were firm when they came in. We put them in the heated room for about sort of 4 days. So we went up to about 13 degrees, turned them loads, they flattened out. We kind of felt like it was coming in. Bring them into the dispatch room. We're working around about 9 to 10.5 degrees. Give them that even, and now they're here for you. Delicious. I think a lot of people are gonna love that. Really love it. And after that big flavour, that big rich flavours, we want something that just kind of eases us out a little bit. So we've got Moreton from David Jowett. Phenomenal cheesemakers in our last one spot with Roll Right, which everyone loves. A disgustingly good cheesemaker. Do you know how someone just gets it right all the time? Sometimes there's cheeses that you need to do very, very little work with in the maturing rooms, and it can just be seasonality and things like that. And David is one of the cheesemakers which there's very little that I need to do with it to get it where it is. It just fits not near my box. So this is Moreton. This is a British Tom style. So it's got these beautiful moulds on there, which are filament moulds. So I haven't got any here actually, but these moulds, we pat these back into the cheese to kind of really pack down on that rind and make it quite thin, and it keeps them all nice and neat. This is a nice little kind of pick me up after a big kind of bit of flavour, butter and everything like that. So he's done in Gloucestershire. Sweet actually, on the nose very sweet, quite caramel, on the rind mushroom and musty. I'm just being honest. You know, you've got that kind of, you know, basement vibe going on. Cheese is real, it's alive, and sometimes it's just easier to be truthful. So centre of the cheese is much nicer. You can eat the rinds on all of these cheeses. So let's have a taste. Ooh, texture's really great. I was expecting it to be far more spongy than anticipated. Easy going, like a real alkaline spritz vibe to it. I think I always say that about this cheese. Really fresh. You get that milkiness that's in there as well, which is nice, and visually so appealing and dense. That's what's nice about it. The other cheeses dissipate quite quick, but this lingers. It goes from that kind of tough texture, you know, the springiness of it, and it sticks around the palate. As you slice into it with your teeth and chew down it, kind of emerges between your gums and lingers around more, creating a lovely bit of length. Great salt balance there as well. It's just there to pick up a note on it to let you know, arguably maybe ever so slightly over-salted, but not like in a bad way. It's just there, you can detect it, which is great. Amazing. Amazing. Moreton, that was fantastic. Dorset Blue Vinny, I'm pretty happy at the moment. All cheeses, this is a lovely box. It's lighter than usual. Normally we go quite deep and savoury, but a bit lighter than usual. This is some Dorset Blue Vinny, which actually we've been maturing up for longer than anticipated. So Dorset Blue Vinny is a skim milk blue cheese, naturally pasteurised, and it's normally quite very lactic. We've taken a slightly different stance with this, matured it over an additional 4 weeks. That includes additional turning, trying to get more moisture out of the cheese and maybe get that curd to break down, which looking at this we have achieved. The in is coming a bit, it's a bit more solid than we're used to, which is great because we want, hopefully, savoury and brothy notes that are there to kind of finish off the evening, but not betray the lactic completely that's there. Not too big on the nose, nice and light, but I can get that detect of the biscuit and the broth, not in a big area. So not a big bowl flavour, may open up more room temperature for you cheese guys, always remember that. Let's have a taste. The savoury is there, but not in a complete way. It's got a real nice, surprisingly fruitiness to it. It's like pears, like fermented pears. It's like got this kind of ethereal kind of note to it. It's got a nice, like almost like a Karamak kind of vibe to it. Very full when you eat it. And a nice consistency as it dulls on the palate. Some amazing cheeses. I'm really happy actually. It's a fantastic box of 5 cheeses, and I hope you guys think too. You know, we mature a lot of cheeses. We try and make these boxes really work with one another, depending on where they are in terms of maturation, seasonality, and how everything gets really exciting and works together. And I think these really do. I think just the sheer breakdown that we have from the Uzi Baronet and the careful balance we have there. The opening cheese, the Bybrook, I'm really loving that. That's fantastic. And they're all very gentle, not big, impactful, but we've got to mention actually the quicks. That was a real big surprise. I enjoyed it when we was batch selecting for this box, but I really, really enjoy it. Really, really enjoy it. And that's your 5 cheeses. So I hope you all enjoy it. Obviously, always leave us a review. We love to see them. I know it's a lot of work for people to ask to take, 5 minutes out to do a thoughtful review. But you see on there, I'm always responding to them because it's just vital information for us to be better and better. So feel free to reach out anytime. So thank you, and I'll speak to you soon.